Do you want to sleep better? Do you want to fall asleep faster? 5 habits for better sleep is what I'm going to share and teach in this episode of The Habits Doctor's Pharmacy, your go-to podcast for information and inspiration to start taking action to unlock the power of habits as medicine to prevent and combat lifestyle-related chronic diseases. I'm Dr. Chan, your host. Let's jump straight into the topic of this episode of The Habits Doctor's Pharmacy. 5 habits for better sleep. Sleep affects our health in so many different ways. But if we were to ask people why they think sleep is important for health, most would say that sleep is important mainly for rest and restoration of the mind and body, so that they can wake up feeling refreshed and be able to function optimally, mentally and physically. Most people do not realize that the impact of sleep on our health is so much more than just that. When we don't sleep well, when we don't have enough sleep, or when our sleep quality is poor, it will increase our risk of developing diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, obesity, mental health issues, and many other serious conditions that will take away years from our lives and life from our years. So, in this episode of the Habits Doctor's Pharmacy, I want to share with you the 5 habits that I would recommend you pay more attention to, make more effort to change and improve to help you get better sleep. Let's go. Number 1, develop a habit of daily exercise. Studies have shown that engaging in exercise in the day can help improve sleep quality. The key word here is daily. A habit of engaging in 15 to 20 minutes of low to moderate intensity exercise every single day, consistently, can go a long way to contributing to better sleep at night. It can be a habit of going for a leisurely post-dinner walk or early morning swim, run or cycle. It does not matter so much as to what kind of exercise you do. The important thing is to be able to do so consistently daily. But if you were to engage in the more vigorous, higher intensity exercises, do them earlier in the day. Avoid doing them close to bedtime. Number 2, learn and practice the right eating habits that are known to help with better sleep. And these include monitoring your caffeine intake, being mindful of what and when you eat and drink, especially at night, especially in the few hours close to bedtime. There are many aspects of eating habits that can affect our sleep, but I want to highlight in particular the topic of caffeine intake. I have many people, including my patients, telling me, "Doctor, coffee has no impact on my sleep. I have no problem sleeping, even if I drink coffee at night or close to bedtime." To these people, I would still recommend avoiding caffeine intake at least 6 to 8 hours before bedtime. This is because research have shown that the caffeine in coffee and other caffeinated drinks can stay in our system for many hours. Drinking caffeinated drinks such as coffee close to bedtime can adversely affect the quality of sleep, even for people who have no problem falling asleep drinking coffee close to bedtime. Basically, even if you don't feel the effects of caffeine, it is still affecting your sleep quality. It is just that you simply don't realize it. So if sleep quality is important to you, you should consciously develop a habit of keeping your consumption of coffee and other caffeinated drinks to before 2 p.m. or at least 6 to 8 hours before bedtime. The next habit of better sleep that I want to highlight is one that, in my view, one of the most underrated, one that most people in this busy modern society find it difficult to do and often neglect. And that is a habit of healthy routines. Your body has an internal clock, also known as circadian rhythm, that regulates our daily cycles of sleep, digestion, hormones, and other bodily or physiological activities. And our sleep quality can be very adversely affected if this body clock is disturbed and gets out of sync. So, if sleep quality is important to you, make sure you consciously practice healthy routines that will help maintain a healthy circadian rhythm. In particular, pay special attention to the following: your bedtime, waking up time, meal times, make sure the timings that you have chosen for these key activities are not only healthy, but also consistent. Unhealthy timings for this or frequent disruption from your regular routine with regards to these key activities can really mess up your body clock, and that will adversely affect your sleep. I want to add a special note on naps. Be careful with naps. When it comes to maintaining a healthy body clock and ensuring good sleep at night, you need to be careful with naps. I am not saying that naps are bad or that napping will definitely affect sleep quality at night. But if you were to have a nap, make sure you do not nap too long or too late in the day. It can throw off your sleep schedule if you do that, and make it harder for you to get to sleep at night. If you want to or must nap, do it before 2 p.m. and nap for no more than 20 minutes. One more bonus tip on how to have a healthy body clock that will promote better sleep, and that is develop a habit of getting some sun every day, preferably the morning sun. Studies have shown that this is very helpful in supporting a healthy body clock and promoting better sleep. This is also why I am always encouraging my patients to develop a habit of going for morning walks, because it can benefit our health in so many different ways. The next habit for better sleep that I'm going to recommend is not one that is particularly critical, but I am nonetheless recommending it here because not only does it help with better sleep, it is also very simple and enjoyable to do, and that is a habit of having a healthy nightcap every night before you go to bed. Whenever I talk about nightcaps, most people would immediately think of alcoholic drinks because that is what having a nightcap usually mean to most people. Alcohol makes one drowsy and fall asleep faster. But it is not one that I would recommend because studies looking at the effects of alcohol on sleep have found that although alcohol reduces the time required to fall asleep, it can adversely affect the quality of sleep, causing more disturbed sleep and frequent waking. Consumption of alcohol before sleep have also shown to worsen certain sleep disorders, such as sleep apnea. So, overall, although drinking alcohol before bedtime may help one to fall asleep faster, it may actually end up messing up one's overall quality of sleep. So no, it is a clear no to choosing alcoholic drinks as a nightcap. Instead, I recommend choosing a small cup of warm, non-caloric, non-caffeinated, and non-alcoholic drink as a nightcap. You can choose whatever drinks that you fancy, as long as it is non-caloric, non-caffeinated, and non-alcoholic. For me, my favorite nightcap is a small cup of warm chamomile tea, or some people pronounce it as chamomile tea. I enjoy smelling the fragrance of the chamomile tea as I sip it slowly. I find that very calming. It helps me to wind down before bedtime. So drinking chamomile tea is not just my go-to choice of a nightcap, but it is also part of my pre-bedtime routine. And this leads us to the last and one of the most powerful habits for better sleep, and that is learning and practicing a habit of preparing for sleep. What I mean is that every single night before you go to sleep, put aside 15 to 30 minutes to prepare yourself for sleep. Make it a routine, a must-do night ritual. Use these 15 minutes before you sleep to wind down, dim the lights, disconnect from devices. Do whatever that will help you relax, be it quiet meditation, reading, or listening to soft music. It is important to disconnect from and put away all your electronic devices, such as laptops and mobile phones, because using these devices before bedtime will not just keep you mentally stimulated. The blue light emitted from these devices will also affect melatonin production and sleep. So, even if you have no problem sleeping, it is still good to practice a habit of 15 to 30 minutes of intentional preparation for sleep every single night. Not only would that help with better sleep, but it will also help with stress management as well. So here it is, the 5 habits for better sleep. Make it a habit to exercise daily. Be mindful of what and when you eat. Have a nightcap, a healthy non-alcoholic nightcap. Make sure your timings for eating and sleeping are healthy and consistent. Don't take your body clock for granted. Protect it. Take note of what is good And what is bad for your body clock? Your circadian rhythm. Lastly, make preparing for sleep a nightly ritual, an enjoyable routine that you do every single night, that you will not skip even if you think you have no problem sleeping. We can and should do everything that we can to prevent and optimally combat diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and other lifestyle-related chronic diseases. And the cornerstone of this fight against all these chronic diseases must be the holistic optimization of the key aspects of a lifestyle habits: diet, exercise, stress management, and sleep. That is why I made this video on the 5 habits for better sleep. I hope you have found it useful and will put some of the tips to good use. Let me know in the comments below if you do. I have some more detailed notes as well as links to interesting sleep and health related studies and articles in my blog post, link in the show notes below. Also, I have this short quiz to help people review and to rethink their lifestyle habits, to help them kickstart their journeys to start taking action to improve their lifestyle habits to prevent and combat chronic diseases. If you are keen to do that, go to www.habitskickstart.com. It is free and it will only take 5 minutes. I hope you have enjoyed this bite-sized episode of the Habits Doctor's Pharmacy podcast. I'm Dr. Chan. Let habits be thy medicine. Let's unlock the power of habits as medicine. One habit, one dose at a time. Take care.